hey guys, these guys basically played duos and they're rank 1, right? Their team is rank 1, so this is
Yeah, you
this
couldn't
is
do
their
that. You couldn't do that yesterday. Well, I guess you
All
you could
right,
do it for like
yeah,
I guess you could do it for like 5 minutes. Just
Well, the thing is, if somebody has been rank 1 within the last week, you're rank 1. Let's be honest, right? So,
Okay, we have like a 5 or 6 first cushion right now in rank 1, so we'll be
nice.
rank 1 for at least the next few hours.
Good, excellent.
All right,
let's
so AFK, we think D tier or F tier?
no, I mean it's better than that because you pick him in Azurite and you hope he hit
That's
Azurite.
the only. That's
yeah,
literally the only.
yeah, but that is good enough to warrant an increase, because it's like Azurite specific. It's playable.
If that's the case, I basically say, hey guys, don't pick AFK outside of elemental lobbies, but if elementals are in, choose a C tier hero because you might hit Azurite.
Yeah.
Naga's also fine.
Yeah,
Like,
Ellie Nagas.
Naga.
Yeah, because you
can also miss under Crooner.
Yeah.
Right.
If both are in, then it's
I'm gonna
strictly
rewatch
C.
the VOD, so all the stuff you guys are saying right now, I'll
just ignore us and then watch the VOD and then actually pay attention. I hear you.
Well, no, I'm paying attention now, but I don't want to be like, oh shit, was it Nagas or was it this, right? So
yeah, sure. Okay, we have Alec here.
Yeah, probably D tier has some tempo, but doesn't really offer like win conditions.
It at least has tempo. It's not the worst, right? So it's a little.
And also, I wanna put the caveat: the way we're ranking these is assuming that you are playing duos with a partner where you have
makes
communication
sense.
and voice. This is not solo duo queue rankings because that's a completely different mindset.
Yeah, I don't even know if I have the knowledge to make tier lists for that.
I don't either, but I know it's a completely different mindset.
We're gonna go with what you guys know, and I'm going to throw that out there as well. And I'll throw out the caveat as well, where hey guys, if you're playing with a random, if they don't know this strategy, don't be too upset.
Yeah. This requires a competent duo partner, or you're kind of screwed.
Alex is probably A or B.
I'm leaning B. I could see A. It did get nerfed though.
I'd say in lower MMR is probably A, and higher MMR is B.
I agree with that. I think we're doing higher MMR, right? Otherwise, like Sylvanas is like not there. Yeah.
Okay. Phelan's A tier?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
There's some really gross things you can do with Phelan, buddy, and just being able to discover like a free 6 drop is insane with so many ways to copy.
Buddy is essentially just Moon Eater and repeat triggers with that in solos. So is there anything else for duos?
Rylak.
Yeah, I mean that's the same thing. Right? That's the same. I mean it's mostly the same. It's just that anything with Battlecry is more obtainable because you have 2 more options. You can either portal your Battlecry, or you can go Naga Storm Splitter into a portal and then just have permanent portal every turn, and that's really.
Or you can wall wish it off the.
Or you can wall wish it, exactly. So you actually, I guess that's three ways. But the one portal is not like broken. It's the Storm Splitter portal and then the Well Wisher. So, like all these Battlecry heroes just get a lot better because you have more access to abuse.
Right. So it's basically like Draconic Death Skill never left for you guys, sort of.
No, yeah, it's still here in essence.
Okay.
This one, I don't know. This one,
So the one upside to Arana is that she plays Azurite well. That's like her.
Arana's like S tier in solos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you just force Azurite, and it's
not that great. And there are a lot of other heroes that do Azurite better than Arena in duos.
So Arana's hero power takes longer unless you force it in duos because you have to kill things.
Right. You just play her for the buddy, right? Just play her for the buddy.
Yeah, I do think we are underrating this hero. Personally, possibly. We don't play this hero, so this one I will say we are probably wrong with.
It's literally just buy spell, roll for free.
Yeah. I think this is like, but from us, we don't play this, so I guess this is like. I'm willing to abstain on this one, and not have a rating here.
The problem is like in solo queue, she's like one of the best Azurite heroes, right? But in duo queue, Reno does Azurite better. Luke does it better.
Yeah.
Goya does it better.
Yeah, but she's not bad, right? We are placing her like she's bad, and I know that's wrong.
Put her in B for now, then, right? We'll do a little bit over what you guys were used to because you're not playing her, and she's so good in solos.
Sure.
And then we can still figure it out later after we see, where to.
I'm down to not have her rated personally, but okay.
I mean, we should. Rafam probably B or C.
Yeah, I'm
Free
thinking.
Money's still good. Doesn't.
I'm
do
thinking
a
C.
ton in duos though.
Brucon. People kind of abuse Brucon, but
there are some cute things you could like. He was much better before the
before Gorilla Cover nerf. Yeah, but still, it's
probably
okay.
Like C tier.
I can see C. Yeah.
You can do cute things like, and you also counter mechs on the late game.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
What are set cute things?
So you can still do Gulakabra with.
One second, guys. I have a phone call, but feel free to continue.
Avenge is still pretty. Yeah, he's just gonna listen to the VOD, so we can just talk.
Yeah, you can do Avenge. You can do Gulakabra. You can do some really fun dragon things where you keep like permanent like a million stats with divine shields on your board from the buddy plus your double Dominion's attack.
Yeah.
So like there's still things you can do.
Yeah, with like Nightbane and stuff like that. Just yeah.
And Poet.
Mm-hmm.
Augur, I'm pretty sure is F tier.
Yeah, I'm with you. They nerfed it too.
He was like bad in duos, and now he's like unplayable after.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Eudora D.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You get one shot at a golden and one shot at a triple, and then after that you don't have a hero.
Hook Test had actually put C.
I didn't even put her B.
With Pirates.
The money in duos is very because like. Basically, in duos, you want one person who's playing really green.
Right, you're thinking about the buddy. I'm not. I see what you're saying. Okay, that's fair. That raises it for me.
Yeah, so just being able to power level has a lot of
B or C for Shinvala.
Well, Shinvala can only be in an elemental lobby.
Yeah,
and Shinvala is one of the best Azerite heroes, so I'd actually put it A.
Right, you do like him better.
I think Shinvala is like busted. Like you just generate Azerites for free.
I guess that's true. All right, you're
guaranteed an elemental every single roll. So like you never like roll 4 times and not hit an elemental.
What do you have for Ogre?
I think B's reasonable.
He's reasonable.
Like Ogre's the hero that you pick whenever
everything
else
sucks. Yeah, I agree.
And it's like, all right, I guess that's fine.
I agree with that. Cookies has low armor is my one downside of playing Cookie.
Yeah, you don't get any armor. Yeah. It's harder to go 3-on-3 without the armor.
Yeah, and the hero doesn't like the hero part doesn't win you the game, right? It's a cheap one, but it's like a 2/5, and
I think C is completely reasonable. He's he's like a firmly average hero this moment. Yeah. Cthulhu unplayable, Daryl unplayable, Blackthorn C or D.
Yeah, I guess C or D. Blackthorn is okay, but
I'd probably put it at D now that plays a 6-drop instead of
that's fair.
4 or 5.
That's D, maybe. D, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit of tempo and has decent armor, but other than that, it's not good.
Brand is. It's so matchup specific. Yeah, I agree.
Like Brand, like when I was thinking about this, Brand was the one where I was like, where the hell do you put him? I could see him anywhere from A to D.
Brand is duo is like teammate specific too. Like there are some heroes, where get a lot better based if you have synergistic teammates, and Brand is definitely one of them.
If you have like an elemental pirate Naga lobby,
those are really strong.
And your teammate is like a Reno, then Brand is literally the best hero you can roll.
Yeah, is A tier, or S,
But if you don't, then he could be completely.
So let's look at what it's next to, right? Let's look at B. Is Brand better than these next? I would say so.
On average, I would say he's about the same on average.
I would pick Brand over most of these on the left to it. Especially in a good lobby, right? What Chitty likes to do is he likes to think, oh, this is a good lobby for this hero. Would I pick this? Like, I would definitely take it over this in a good lobby for Brand, right? I think A is where I'm like, ooh, like maybe worse than Shinvala in a good lobby, but.
Should mention passing the Cookie Buddy at some point. Yeah, Cookie does have the upside of his buddy on certain heroes. It's actually really good.
Yeah, but traditionally that's kind of hard. Right? You need a really coordinated team to be like, oh yeah, I can abuse that really well. But yeah, that's true. There's some cute stuff. There's some cute stuff with Cookie, but that's what Shady's gonna like mention. Like that's the whole point here.
Holiday's another weird one.
For me, I put it in D. Because you don't want to give this to your opponent. Like, that's the rationale here. Like, it's not good to pick because you give your opponent a chance to win. Whereas if you
run the risk of your opponent having a golden one before you have your regular one.
Yeah. So I'm fairly confident for me with this D placement just because by picking this, you open up a line for your opponent to win. It's not a bad hero; it's a good hero, but you lose more games running this hero than. Funny enough, that might not be fully true, but like that's the theory.
I'd say at lower MMRs, he's probably
higher.
Tier.
Yeah, but we're this is a high tier, a high MMR lobby. So.
At this point, I think D tier is reasonable. Rek'Thar's F.
F for me. Yeah, F as well. Elise is good.
Probably B.
B or A. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's. I mean, I could see A, honestly.
The thing about Elise is she's fine in any type of
she's
lobby.
just super flexible. You can always pick her and be.
But she's not elite in any lobby.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. Elise is always like, I guess Elise. That's what we always say.
She's always a solid pick no matter what the lobby is and no matter what your teammate has.
Oh, I saw Beater play this. And then he did a play. I was like, "Well, I've never seen." He had like a whirling and then the taunt spell in the shop. He froze. He played the taunt spell on the whirling in his shop, and the next turn used the buddy, and then bought like a 10-10 whirling. I was like, "What the hell?" Because the whirling had Wind Fury, taunt, and the thing Divine Shield. Yeah, so it just there was a 4/4 +6/6 like turn 3 or something. I was like, oh, okay, I did not know about that line, but it was cute. But still, like I don't.
Still up there.
Yeah, still up there.
Still not playable. ETC is a weird one because it's the high roll potential is like A tier.
Yeah, it's probably
but
like
if you
B.
don't do that, it's like F. So
it's B or C for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think C is reasonable. He literally has one line, and it's whenever you press the button, get the dragon.
This is up here.
And then you S plus for sure.
Okay.
Because like the thing is with ETC, like you get the dragon, then you buddy it, then you evolve the buddy immediately into a 7.
I love the notion of no S tier heroes.
There will be.
I know there will. I love the notion of like we have to dictate that there is such a large bridge that you need a gap. Omu is probably B. Yeah. Flug is F, unfortunately. Yeah. Galakrond is A or S.
That one changes based on the lobby as well.
Yeah. But in a good lobby, it's like A or S, right?
Well, in a good lobby, it's S. In a bad lobby, it's like a B.
Yeah. Right. Like, so look at what it's next to, right? Like, does this make sense?
I think, yeah. Because if I was offered those 4 heroes, I would have to look at what my
you'd have to think about it, right? And if like, I don't have to think if there's a floop, right? Where I have to think if exactly. So that makes sense.
And if you're offered like Hook Tusk or Arana or Alex, you're not even considering them when you're seeing those other heroes.
I think Gilling is B for me.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Gilling is kind of a better cookie at the moment.
Yeah, this one is F, unfortunately.
Yep.
This one's
probably D.
Yeah. Guff gives you a chance to get a 6, and that's good enough.
It's also like almost 20 armor.
Yeah. Well, they nerfed it a little bit, but it's like 17.
It's still
it's still a lot. Yeah.
Hey guys, sorry about that.
Yeah, welcome back. We've done a lot.
Yeah, I can see it. Damn. Okay, let me see if there's anything that's.
You're gonna check the VOD, so.
I will. But
you want to ask questions?
We've explained the reasoning, like why we put them there.
Okay, sure. Sure. And if anything's not clear afterwards, I'll
but we can do a quick like. Oh, the only S plus we have is Floop.
Yeah, and we didn't explain Floop actually, so that's a good point.
Copying 6 drops is good every turn.
So Floop, the buddy lets you copy the highest tier minion, and just being able to copy minions period is very broken because that means you get 6s very easily, right? And like consistently you can say, oh, I'm gonna have a 6 in this turn. In 2 turns for my use my buddy, here's a 6, and then next turn you're like, here's another copy of the 6 that you picked, and then 2 turns you're getting a copy you get a 6, and then you get hit the 6 again. You could just have like 7 copies of whatever minion you want, and you have good tempo, and Floop's hero power is useful if you are playing into it, so it just works really well.
And you can use it with Azurite because all your teammate has to do is just not have any other 3 drops on their board, and you just get multiple Azurites.
Sure, you can also play with Azurite if you want.
And Chen is rolling Azurites. Galakrond is just abusable by.
It's just a good hero,
yeah. Okay, cool, great.
And Brand is lobby and hero and teammate specific,
Yeah.
but
pass it to Arena, pass it to
yeah,
Shutter.
but in a good, like we're thinking good lobbies, this makes sense, right? The positioning makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Togwaggle is
ARB.
actually B, or well, I guess I can see A too. Just because like it has that stealing potential, right? There was that one game where I stole the Sylvanas hero into the stealing. There's definitely like this can win you lobbies where you couldn't win before.
He's another lobby specific one.
Yeah,
like because a lot of the times whenever you use your first buddy, like half or more of the shop is gonna be their.
The problem with this one is this one requires brain power. Comparatively, like you have to think about what the your opponents are doing a lot harder than like scabs and stuff like that, where like you just get random buddies. Here you have to like, what are they having? What turn do I have to use this?
But in fairness, scabs will be rated higher.
So
that's true.
What are one of the best scenarios for Togwaggle, right? Like, let's say you use your brain power well and you time it.
Okay, so I literally stole Tess's buddy, and then I was like, okay, Tess's buddy. There was a Sylvanas in the lobby. I stole the Sylvanas lobby with the Tess buddy. Then I saw later on there was a Well-Wisher at the highest tier, so I used my buddy to steal the Well-Wisher so I could copy the Sylvanas buddy over and over. And then so like I literally have to be paying attention to like everyone's board with this. And then there was another game I saw they had the ETC game with the there was a tier 7 dragon on the board, so I stole the tier 7 dragon. I also saw that there was a way to get Zephy buddy, so I got that. I gave the Zephy buddy, he had a Kali. There was also a Kali, so I gave him Kali into Zephy buddy to get double Kali with the dragon, and then so then there was also a Sandy there randomly. So then we had the tier 7 dragon on Sapphire's board, but I had Sandy. So we both had.
It was like a 200 golden one with Wind Fury.
Yeah.
Divine Shield.
Yeah. And like
Sandy turned into 2 golden 200.
That's definitely using brain power, right? So yeah, there is so much stuff in Duos that are like not explainable, but if you can find those windows to fully abuse it, it's a good hero for sure.
Yeah, I think A is reasonable. Yeah. Illidan's probably F.
Yeah, we haven't picked it. Toki's like B.
Yeah, it's lobby hero specific as well.
Yeah.
What does she get used for in the good scenarios?
It's just 6 drops and stuff.
You can use it to farm 6 drops. It's really good with like Boon because you can have Boon copy a 3-drop on.
So the nice thing with Toki with some heroes, duos, is like you get higher tiers, right? Higher than others, and some heroes want to copy high tiers, right? So like if you have Floop, right, you get or maybe early 6, earlier than normal. Maybe with Galakron, you could set up where well, maybe not. Right. Well, there's just ways
like
to.
Galakron light, like the reasons that make Galakron good a lot of the time. Toki, yes. But you can use less control over what you're getting.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Engi is like.
Her buddy's also a battle cry, so there's ways to like cheese out extra 6 drops and stuff with her buddy.
Stuff like that. Yeah. Engi is B or C.
Yeah, B or C.
Yeah.
That one's also very lobby dependent. If Mech and Pirate is in, I'd put him at like A or B.
Or B, yeah. And we're thinking about it.
All, then he's like D tier.
So I'm thinking B then, because I'm usually thinking favorably for each hero.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
So what's used with her with Pirate Mech?
Cleaves and big deflectos.
You make big deflectos and then big Reapers and big
right. And the way to make her buddy big, there's more ways because your partner might help out.
Yeah,
sure.
You can play like Nago, Zesty Kerner. Like there's so many ways to buff the buddy.
Yeah, you and it buffs itself, right? So you can just make it big if you want to be lazy. But yeah,
it's decent in solo queue. Yeah.
And it's very, very good tempo. So you get your levels more accessibly because you're in high armor. You get your buddy faster because you're winning every fight with Engi almost always.
Right, that makes sense.
This one's probably F. Yeah.
It's F. Yeah. It's not even consideration. Jandis.
We haven't gotten we haven't seen Jandis, but there's no Naga. You never get Nagas with her anymore, so she loses a lot of that. But she still basically has a free
portal every turn.
Portal every turn, yeah. So it's got to be better. This is
expensive. It costs 4 gold.
yeah. This is another hero I would abstain because we haven't seen.
Yeah.
Like personally.
It's
So
just been banned in duos.
You haven't played against it either?
No,
it's been banned.
It's
literally been out of duos.
Yeah. So we've seen zero Jandices in our game.
I'm not gonna put it on the list, right?
Yeah.
Does it make sense that Jandis just breaks a lot of buddies?
Yeah, you can do some stupid buddy stuff with Jandis.
KT's F, unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure. He's not playable.
Mukla is playable. Probably C. You think
it's good tempo and there's cute things.
You said B for you?
No, C.
Oh, okay. Okay,
there's
then both
things you can do with Mukla. Like we played Ashara yesterday, and I was Mukla, and I just put a bunch of bananas on some minions and sent him to him early, so he got his Ashara hero power like turn 3.
That is literally just. Well, I hope the other guy can win the game. I'll just like keep us alive.
That's good enough. Like if you have a competent teammate, like a lot of the strategies is like I hope my teammate can carry me.
I'm just trying to understand. Right?
Yeah, so, and then with his buddy, like later on that game, like 4 or 5 turns later, I put all my bananas on buddy on a magnetic, and then we had double beatboxers, so we just like made a huge beatboxer immediately.
Yeah,
60-60.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Kurtrus, I don't know.
Kurtrus, yeah, we haven't played it. Yeah. We've never seen a Kurtrus do well in any of our games. I don't think.
True.
I'd probably put him at D.
That's okay. That's my guess too. Yeah, I agree. That's what I was thinking too.
He has very low potential. I think.
Lich Brazil is somewhat
pretty
high.
Good.
Yeah, like B.
Probably B is good.
Yeah,
it's a good tempo hero. It's very similar to like a Yogg.
Yeah. Once again, this is not in duos, so.
Yeah, Varob's not in duos, so I can't really rate that. Probably F.
F, yeah. Goya's in S+, yeah.
Same exact thing as Floop. Like, they're basically the exact same hero, except Goya
Goya is actually better, funny enough.
Yeah. Goya has much better tempo early, and...
You have full control of what you're passing.
You have full control over what you're sending.
Yeah.
The only downside that makes Floop actually a little bit better is that you get to play the minion instead of having to hold it in your hand a turn.
Yeah, and also Floop, like Floop is better late game tempo, but Goya is better early game tempo.
Yeah. So with Goya, you're essentially like one of the good scenarios would be I play with a Galakrond, he makes a big thing, passes it to me, and then I just hold it.
You don't. It doesn't matter what your teammate is. You just you do everything.
I'm trying to understand, right? I'm trying to understand that. That's what makes it so good. You get a high tier minion or a good minion, and then that minion gets copied every turn, but Goya needs to hold it in her hand.
You can make any minion you ever buy a triple. Just think about that.
So generally speaking, by the time Goya gets her buddy, your teammate's on Tavern 4. Because Goya is sending a minion every turn with her hero power, so like you're able to power level quite efficiently and still be strong. So you're generally Tavern 4. So when Goya gets her buddy, you say you buy it doesn't even matter, a mech horse on Tavern 4. You send it to the Goya. She now has one in her hand. She plays her buddy. She sends it back to you. So you have the mech horse on your board, and Goya has one in her hand.
Yeah.
The next turn, you're able to level to 5. She sends the 2 mech horse. She sends a mech horse, so you have 2 copies because you get a free copy of it. So she sends it to you. You take a 6-drop. You send the 6-drop, and then you just start copying the same 6-drop over and over again every turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's
And then you find the brand, and you're like, you want a golden brand? Yeah, I guess I want a golden brand. Yeah, sure, whatever, Collins. Yeah, I'll take it.
And then when Goya gets her golden buddy, you get 2 copies for free every time you pass it.
So
literally every turn
you're going to have a turn where you pass, get a copy, you triple the buddy, you pass again, you get 2 copies, so you get 4 copies of a card. What I usually do is I pass and I triple, and then I'll pass a different minion, and then I'll just give a golden. So I'll get a copy of something, and then the golden version of something else I'm passing. So you just have a lot like that. And Goya's buddy is not like a tier 6, so you get it pretty early. So that's like
you can get it turn 5.
Yeah.
But more realistically, turn 6 is when when I get the Goya or the Flute Buddy turn 5, I'm selling my board to do it because there's something we specifically want to copy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I get it turn 6.
Normally, you're not selling your whole board because you want to win the fights. But Sapphire is the type of person to sell his whole board because he doesn't care about taking 15 over twice in a row because he's like, I'll win after that, and he does, right? So it's like fine, but it's not something I'm saying you should really be doing because usually I'm, in those scenarios, I'm playing like heavy tempo, so I'm able to keep us somewhere.
But I will say there was a point in time, I think it was yesterday,
sure,
where it was turn 5. He found an Azurite on turn 5.
Sure.
I was Goya or Floop, one of the two. They're the same hero basically, and he literally sold his entire board was almost like entirely 4-drops. He sold all of his minions off his board, played the Azurite. I sold my entire board to get exactly the amount of gold I needed to buddy, and we literally only had an Azurite and a buddy on our board turn 5. We took 15 to go down to like 16 health, and then we blew out the lobby. Like it's just that like it's like actually correct.
I think we took 15 twice and we had 2 health. And then we won. Then we won.
How do you guys play Azurite? Are you sending a lot of spells to the
Yeah,
Azurite
you always have to send spells. If you played solo, you like by yourself, you die.
Yes.
And one Azurite will also kill you.
If somebody has 2 Azurites, then the entire turn, if you're the person without the Azurites, you're literally only buying and sending spells or like gamblers that are like good money. So
to be fully fair, you only have to do that early, like the first like 3-4 turns, because once you're big enough, that it doesn't matter. But you need to be big enough because like 2020s, you're still die. So you gotta feed for a while until you feel strong, and then you can kind of level and maybe shoot for Shellys or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's just with Pass and Jumping Jack both on 3, it's really easy for them to very cheaply send you minions as well.
Yeah, you can hit minions that make it cheap to buy, so it's pretty reliable.
Right, Jumping Jack gives you a gold when you sell it.
Yes, yes, it does.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so good, Shady. It's way better than
than we thought.
Yeah, it's way
good. And it's better than we thought. Yeah, it's great.
It's so crazy, that Jumping Jack card. Yeah, that's very.
Yeah, these are things like, I know you guys do it all day, every day, but like these are details that's really good that I can share that with people. So.
Yeah. So Pass costs 2 gold to buy, and then you can send an elemental from your tavern, and it's a spell, so it buffs anyway. So that's a way to fill your teammate's board. Jumping Jack, you can buy, sell it, you get a gold back, and it goes to your.
You're right. Azurite's better in duos because there's even more shit.
Yeah. Would you say that's like the nuts to pass to the elemental player than the portal, or is it still overconfidence and stuff? Or
The portal's like. It depends. Okay.
Yeah,
you
can definitely have way too many portals.
It depends when, I guess. Yeah, sure, that's fair.
But
like if he's still just in buffing mode, probably just more money better.
Yeah, I'd say probably like turn 5, 6. If you got him relatively early, the best thing you can send is actually probably the not overcommons, the investment.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Investment over.
He can lose, but still have more cash.
Yeah. But then it's overconfidence once you're strong enough. But like once you're there, you're probably already there.
So the player that's sending spells over, is he rolling for good spells, or is he most of the time just like
more specifically cheap spells?
Yeah, you're rolling for cheap spells, not good spells.
Right.
If it costs 1 or 2, you're sending it over.
Yeah. Well, two is iffy sometimes, but yeah, like 1 for sure. 2 it kind of because there are 2 spells that cost 1, and those are good.
Like Lasso is effectively 1.
Yeah.
Recruit's effectively 1.
Yeah, those are
money
great.
Goes to the person that uses the money the best. So these are actually amazing, right? Because you're essentially giving them a spell and a gold.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Okay, thanks.
And then things like Gambler, you would also take. You're spending 1 extra gold to give the person that's able to buy the big cards 3 extra gold.
I send him gamblers. He doesn't send me gamblers. Let's be honest, Shitty.
On occasion.
That's not true. I send gamblers. Sapphire does not send me gamblers ever.
Let's keep it moving.
Okay.
Maev.
Yeah. Maev is. It did get nerfed. Yeah. I think
it did.
A is accurate. It's
and then like the nuts is I roll an Azurite, it's golden.
No, I mean those are okay. The problem with that is it's slow. Or it's slower than normal. So you
can't start buffing as early.
Yeah, it's not a Reno. So
well, it's 1 turn though, so it really
that matters. That matters a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's like 3 gold left and you roll it, right? It's basically the same. That's what I'm saying. So it depends a bit. You roll it like early.
So usually what's happening is like Reno is not doing anything and seeing if the opponent hits the Azurite that turn, then you pass the teammate pass the Azurite, you have the full gold to use that turn.
Yeah.
So every time I've played Maev, I've noticed that my first turn on Tavern 3, I have 7 gold, and the buddy basically always costs 6. I don't know if that's coincidence or not, but basically I have the ability to buddy and hero power. I don't get any rolls.
Right. Okay.
So it's really more of a turn 6 thing if you're like actually trying to hit like that, which means you get it turn 7. But I think he's still A tier because
you can do other things.
Her second golden buddy in the late game lets you get it instantly.
No,
So if you so the second set of buddies where you get 2 of them, it will let you get it instantly. If you play both of them and then hero power, it's instantly in your hand golden.
If you want.
Yeah.
You can just play it immediately. So like being able to do that on like a Baron if you're in a Goldren comp, or in a Bran if you're in an APM comp, like something like that. Like
it's a little weird because Saph is like very Azerite specific, and we literally just played all day without playing a single Azerite. So it's like you don't like we're talking about this like Azerite's the only thing to do, but it's not true at all. And it's just a good hero. And
no, I'm saying the reason I like her. And
I hear, but you're doing that for every year.
No, I don't. No, I don't think she has anything to do with Azerite. I'm saying, I think she's really good for like making golden like tier 5s and 6s.
Sure.
So in solos, you keep the buddy on the board a lot of the time.
Right, because you have the triple.
It's the case here as well. Right? Okay.
No.
I never do it. Yeah.
We don't. We sell it.
I just don't like keeping it for tempo. It's not worth it.
For repeat triggers, right? Like Rylak, Murkai, Spell, right? Those are, but it's too slow in duos. I take.
Yeah, it doesn't really do much for us.
Okay.
I haven't thought about it. I always I feel like I can do something else, so I just end up selling it most of the time.
In solos, it's literally just like, I guess I'll just get another golden minion. I rolled a brand. Right? So
it's similar to like keeping Toki's buddy on board with a Rylak or something.
I do think maybe we're not playing it as good as it could be, like personally. Possibly. So I think there's potential here that we're not really investing in. Maybe with like a better team.
But
what's one of the best solo heroes for solo queue? Like when do games normally end in solo queue? Like what?
I don't have that information.
Yeah, and I don't think it matters either.
Because a lot of our lobbies are ending on turn 10 and 11.
No, I can feel it sort of from watching you guys and from hearing you talk now. I can see that it would be too slow. But if we look at solos, right? If you go to HS Replay, she's like top 5 heroes in the game right now.
Yeah,
and it makes sense.
Good. I think she's A tier. She's just not top 5. She's probably somewhere in the 10 to 15 range.
I think, but I do think if there's like a Maiev like one trick god, like I think they can move the tier up. You know what I mean? Like I think if you're better with Maiev and you know like I need this, I got this, I'll set up. Like you could probably move it up.
I think you could probably say that with most of the A tier heroes, though.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's like mostly true. Togwaggle is also for sure. Galakrond is also for sure. Brand is also So I guess maybe Shimvala, maybe not, but everyone else I think you could.
most heroes generally, if you have more proficiency.
You're better at that.
Yeah. You can move them up. Yeah.
Cool. Right, who's next?
Malagos, which is probably I could see A honestly, because like this can win you lobbies by itself. I literally like last game I just got a golden gas crawler. I'm not golden, but I got a gas crawler turn what? Turn 5? Like
Gold Cabra.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, turn 5
you had like 2 golden Golocabras on like turn 9.
Yeah, exactly. And that is
I had 2 Tethys and a golden Greymane.
Yeah, so I think this is probably A tier. Like it's actually quite good.
It's like Galakrond faster but less accurate, so like similar to Toki. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And the buddy is
good tempo.
It's you can get it out early, and it's a 6/6.
Yeah, it's good tempo.
That's very strong.
Cho is A or B?
Probably B.
I'm leaning B. Okay. Cool.
He's just like he's like a wild card.
Yeah, sure, that's fair.
So he's a little bit weird for me because. Well, I guess B is fair because it's still Panda, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's not the hero. It's not the buddy. It's the hero. It's just
well, the buddies. It's a tier 1.
It's a tier 1 buddy. Yeah, that just makes it playable.
On like turn 7.
Yeah.
Like that's
you play with a Voon. You can ship it and all that. So
Millhouse unplayable. The other Millhouse really, really heavily depends on the lobby.
Yeah.
If it's an elemental pirate lobby, it's like an S tier hero. If it's not that lobby, it's like unplayable. So.
I don't know if it's S tier on LE Pirates. You just play Pirates. I mean, Tethys, like whatever, just play regular, Pirates.
You can always play Nala, but
in solos, it's one of the best heroes in the game because you just do Moon Eater. You just go to 5, you cycle 5.
Moon Eater is good. We haven't been doing that, and then that makes me want to put it A, because that means there's even more stuff than we're doing.
It's also top 5 HS replay. Like it's disgusting, right? You literally just go to 5, you start buying 5s, you make Golden Brand, you make Golden Moon Eater, you get the Panda, you get Dracasath. In the right lobbies, your turn doesn't end because you just play Dracasath.
So,
right?
We should learn from solos as well. That's what I'm hearing. Like there is more to this than we are doing.
Yeah,
because we're not doing
that.
You
can Greymane, you can Nala in every lobby.
Yeah.
Well, Greymane is a little weird because the buddy is odd. So
true.
Like it's like the buddy being odd just makes Moon Eater's it's so easy, right? Like you're
that makes
5
sense.
in literally
makes
every
sense.
card you play, and you farm like double Ghoul of Moon Eater eventually. So.
It's probably
I use my own
reasonable.
discretion for this. Then sure, I'll keep it there.
No, I think A is honest. I don't think I would move it to S.
Okay, that's fair.
Cat's unplayable.
Cat is sad.
You can only ever get 2 procs of the hero card.
Yeah, that's made me realize that I'm not playing Cat.
That's nasty.
Yeah, you can only get a proc twice and you're done.
Yeah, that's a solo hero for sure. I mean, not that
it's not in the game. Yeah.
Mutinous, we have not played a single time. If I'm being honest.
I think I played it once.
Did you?
I've used the. We've had the buddy once somehow.
That doesn't mean that we were playing.
Yeah, I know, but
it actually means
I think we played. I think we played it once in some scenario. We've played one game with Mutinous. We played one. I know we have. We played one game with Mutinous. I think it was
there
you.
Must be some obscure combo that makes him good, but yeah, it's probably not, because like there's got to be some way someone can make his buddy just like disgusting and then pass back.
It's good, and it's good in Azerite lobbies, to be fair. So let's not let's not do that. Yeah, Naga Azerite is actually playable, so it's definitely better than F. That's mean to him.
Nas is very bad. I want to put him F tier, but I feel like he's still better than the other ones that are in F tier.
I think he's
probably D.
Yeah.
My general requirement for F tier is like no redeemable quality.
Yeah, that's what everybody.
Right, like there's like nothing there. So a free reroll most of the time I'm like, all right. So it's really hard to put something like Nas in completely unpickable garbage category.
Maybe we need to move Blackthorn up to C. I feel like Blackthorn is so much better than all the other heroes in this.
Sure, but that's good, right? Like as you start populating, then you're like, someone's weird. Yeah. You're not supposed to be in here. Get up.
Holiday there is just because of thieves or what?
Yeah. At high tier, you don't want to give them a chance, and that's what this does. It gives your opponent a chance to win the game, and you don't need to. You don't need to play this to win. Right,
solo queue, it's still great. It's still
as a hero without stealing, he's probably a B tier.
Yeah. If there was no stealing, I'd move it up. But
right, so if you could start to lobby and guarantee they couldn't get your buddy, it's B tier.
Yeah, it's way better. But sometimes you pick this and like anytime our teammates or anytime our opponents have this and I have a stealing hero, it's like, oh, you gave me the win. Like, thank you. Like it's like, thank you for this. So it's just not worth the effort. Nazoth is actually like C, right? Yeah, I think so.
You can still do.
I want to move these.
He's still good in beast comp, and you can still do like Gulakabra with him. Like he's fine tempo. Yeah.
They nerfed Anixia. It's so sad. Like she had a chance and then they nerfed her. We still saw someone play Anixia, and it's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, they died really fast. Yeah. So she has no armor now. She didn't before, but like she has no armor. She has.
I mean, you don't have to explain why she's bad, right?
And they nerfed her hero power for scaling the worst buddy possible.
Yeah.
Patches is.
Sourfang is okay, right? This is Sourfang.
Yeah, Sourfang's very lobby dependent.
Yeah, but still, in good lobbies, he's okay.
Yeah, C is.
Yeah. Ozimad is funny, right? Maybe D. Maybe D, right? Because he has armor. It's just armor, right?
It's armor. It's 16 armor.
Yeah.
That's all he has. Patches.
This one's F. Yeah. This is 30 armor.
C or B for
C for 30 armor. We never play this hero. I'm just gonna like.
So, Patchwork is one of those heroes where it's like, all my heroes suck. I'll take Patchwork.
That has never happened to you.
I'm not like complaining.
That has never happened to you. You've never picked this hero ever. I think you think this, but it's actually this. I think you think this, and it's actually this. That's my thought.
If you want to put it D, that's fine.
Okay. This is not in the game, right?
So at high MMR and duos, the armor matters less.
It's less, yeah.
Because in like solo queue, right? Like, okay, I pick this hero. A lot of times I'm gonna get a third or a fourth just because I outlast people.
Yeah.
In duos, if I take a second right now, I'm losing 30 MMR. So like it doesn't even matter. Like you have to play for.
No, well, I think the argument is that in duos, like you mostly end up getting the placement you deserve, because let's say you lose, there's like one except for the fourth. Like if once someone dies, then you're fighting the ghost. The ghost lobby is usually free, so people have time to like build their real comp. So it's not like you can like cheat and say, oh, they're going to die. And especially with armor in the game, as long as they're above 10, they buy the armor, they stay another turn, then you fight that guy who's gonna win and you get killed. So you can't really like cheese your way into like a top 2 most of the time. Sometimes you get lucky, right? But most of the time you're just gonna end up dying like 3 turns later. So the armor doesn't really matter if you're going to lose. You're going to lose in the placement you're going to die in anyway. So I just don't think the 30 armor is like makes a big difference. What this allows you to do is be like a little bit greedy in your level if you played well, but that's not like a common like super strat, because usually you need extra gold to level. It's not because you need armor to level. So
Future Side's not in.
Yeah, so we can remove that.
This
is like CRBD. Yeah.
There are some cute things you can do with the buddy.
Yeah, but I think as we've gotten better, it's gotten worse. Is my thing. That's my because like early, like when we were just starting, this was like, oh, I could play this and have like a 600 attack minion, and now like a 600 health, like 30 attack minion. Like
it was also a lot better when Gulakabra was busted.
Sure, that's true. A lot of these are. Ashara, I can see S.
S plus.
Yeah, I can see S here.
So then if Ashara is S, then we're only gonna have 2 S pluses.
That might be fine. It's close, right? Like this one, I can see the argument to move it, but I think there's a clear difference.
Ashara is significantly better in duos than it is in solos, and it's like really good in solos.
I guess like okay, let me see. Like if we had these in the lobby, which one would win, right? In a lot of cases,
usually the Goya and Flute.
Yeah, I think the Goya Flute wins a lot of the time, because the downside with Ashara is you can't play Shelemental very well, and that's a very notable thing that we do see people doing. They play with Shelly, but because the buddy only does friendly minions, if you're going for Shelly, you actually lose a lot of like extra buffs to make your stats bigger. So you lose that potential, and it does matter.
There are some things you can do, like if you can golden your buddy.
Yeah, you can make 3 golden buddies.
You can make 3, like if say you have like just an ETC as your partner or whatever, you have 3 golden buddies, and then like your board is literally like 2,000 divine shields.
Yeah, there are definitely ways to win, right? But I would say like if I had to pick between these two, I'm probably taking the top 2 every time, 100%. Right? Yeah, 100%. which means that it should be here, right? Because the argument is like you have to think on S plus, you don't have to think, right? If it's a tier below, right? So I'd always take a shower over the others, right? On here,
I think S is reasonable. Yeah. I think it's just it's debatable, but I think it's totally reasonable. Hogwaggle.
The buddy is okay. Like the funny thing is like the buddy is better on a different hero. So you want the buddy, you just don't want to play the hero. But I think it's good tempo, right? But it's not something you want, so I think...
I don't remember the armor of that hero.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't matter too much.
I think the armor is what changed my mind on CRD. If it's like 10 or more...
I think it's like 10 armor.
Yeah. It's right on the cusp of CRD.
So, like, okay, like, would you take this over the others here? Is the question. And I'd say no. Right? I would take ETC every time over this. I'll take... the other ones are a little bit...
honestly, I think, like, looking at the tier now, I think ETC should probably move up to B.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, too. Like, I'm like, ETC is way better than this.
ETC is way too low. The option to make anyone's buddy golden just seems so abusable.
So, generally speaking, how you play ETC in duos is you get your buddy on turn 4, you golden a Thorum buddy, and then you have a 7 drop on turn 5.
Sure, and you just do that like over and over, yeah.
Not always, because like like I said, if you have like an Ashara, right, then you send them the buddy, so they have 3 golden buddies. Like, There are other ones too, but like that's the one that came to mind because we were just talking about it.
I
So he
guess
is versatile.
this
The
is
problem-
C is fine here for me now.
The
yeah.
problem with ETC is that he has like no armor, and
It's also risky.
You don't hit the dragon early for the evolve, then you don't have a hero basically, because now that Jailer Buddy's gone, you have no tempo whatsoever. Like you have no tempo as ETC.
Yeah, so it's a lot riskier. That's why it was C, because it's just risky. But when I'm looking at the other C's, I'm like, it is better.
Yeah.
Than
his high roll potential is off the charts, but you also, if you miss 2 turns in a row on the dragon, you just die a lot of the times if your teammate doesn't have something you can send the buddy for. Rag is unplayable.
You're okay. I guess you're happy with that. Yeah, Rag's unplayable. Rakanishu's
Rakanishu's
way better. You sold me, Shady, by the way.
Yes. Wait. Shady sold you?
Yeah, Shady sold you.
I've been trying to get you to pick this hero for a week.
And you didn't sell me. And Shady was the one who did it, so live your life.
Every time Elemental's in, he's got Rakanishu, I'm like, oh, that's the nuts. And he's like...
I skip it. Yeah, I used to skip it, yeah, but now I don't. Well, I think about it at least.
Yeah, I think he's fair.
Yeah.
He's not as good without Elemental. He's still good, but...
Reno's A or S?
I think it's S tier, honestly. Just there's so many ways to like do broken things with Reno and duos.
Yeah.
So what are some easy things that come to mind? Like
don't ask him that.
So
don't ask.
We don't have to be here for 20 minutes, but like let's say a few things where you're like, oh, Reno broken.
So he's good with a lot of heroes, right?
Yeah.
So he's good with Thorum, he's good with Bran, he's good with Galakron, he's good with
even like Reno with any of the other heroes was like so clean. That's
it's a lot easier to get like 6 drops. You can like there are certain like buddies, right?
But his buddy's also good. Reno. Like you just golden Gula Cabra, you golden Arid. You're like, oh, I just huge tempo. Like, oh, I got a 6. It was Arid. Oh, I don't like it. But here, give it to me. Here's a 70-70. Now you can level to 6 because no one has that
without having to use your hero power.
Yeah, and you still get to do whatever you want. Yeah.
So I guess the weakness of Reno from solos gets like super patched up in duos.
Yeah.
And a Reno that can't.
And it has 16 armor. What the hell?
Yeah.
Why?
16 armor is also.
Why does it have 16 armor?
And if it's like an elemental Nagalobby, you can go 3-on-3, and if you hit Azerite or
Crooner,
you can immediately just hero power.
Azerite Crooner fixes a lot of the early game as well.
What's the Crooner for? Because the Azerite I can see just dominating. The Crooner, is that just my teammate will find Shelly, or how does that work?
No, it's just huge tempo.
It's easy to find.
Yeah, it's just huge tempo, and you can win the game with it. So
when you have 2 people that are on 4, it's very easy to find Crooner and Zesty. You'll like between 20 gold, right? Like, and then every triple goes into a 5
or 6.
Elemental.
Well, or 6, so I'm playing with you.
the builds that are like you need like 3 cards to win are a lot easier when you have twice as much gold.
Yeah.
To find them.
Oh, there is a comment in chat about Cookie and passing the buddy to certain heroes.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about it while you were gone.
But he doesn't make the cut for B with that.
Well,
no, because the hero itself has no armor, and it's very specific to you have to have someone that it's like on Ashara, right?
Yeah.
Ashara being able to hero power twice, that's a really big deal. Like
you are just keeping a 2/5 on your board. And to be fair, I think if you're a Cookie one trick once again, you can move it to B. So I'll give you that, but I think general case this is like not
right, like with certain heroes, like for instance the Ashara, it's fair. Okay, yeah. Because there was Inge in the chat, which I think that is disgusting, right? Like Inge Cookie, where you can Inge hero power twice with her buddy.
It's hilarious, right? Like that sounds disgusting. You just lose to the other people playing the better tier heroes, and it's just like okay, good fun. Have your Inge one trick stuff, and then you just still lose. So, yeah.
Voon, I have Voon S tier. I think you probably want to put him A tier.
I'm seeing it. Like I can see it. Let me think about it. Would I auto pick Voon over these?
There are
I would say surprisingly I can see where you're coming from. There's a lot where I would definitely auto pick over. Maybe not. Maya is like kind of close.
So just in its tier, where it is right now with S, I would auto pick Ashara over Voon, but I think in more cases pick Voon than Reno.
I can see that. It's somewhat close, right? Where Maiev is like kind of up here too for me. Yeah.
I don't even think I like Maiev as much as Galakron or...
No, yeah, Galakron is also up here too. Yeah, yeah, I can see it. I can see where you're coming from. Let me move these to the left.
She's like number 4 in the tier for me right now.
Sure.
I'd have Togwaggle ahead of her too.
Yeah. We're not organizing bomb tiers, by the way. Yeah, we're not organizing by tier. That doesn't matter.
I'm just saying, like, I don't think we need to move her up.
Yeah,
there are other heroes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, I usually order I would at least order
S to A.
S, and S to A. I would order down.
We might do that then. At the end.
I think it's good how it is, except I'd move Moon over one to the left. Otherwise, I think it's already ordered.
Right, so Chen just popped up because of the rolls, or was Chen always an A?
It's always A.
No, Chen's been an A. Yeah. The fact that you can just like print Azurites with this hero is ridiculous.
This Azuret. All right.
Yeah, Azuret.
All right, let's move on. F to me.
I want to put her F, but I think based on Shady's criteria, she's probably a D because she does have good tempo. Her buddy is unplayable.
Yeah, I'm not sold.
Yeah,
she has really high armor and she has good tempo.
Does she? I don't think she has high armor. She has like 7 armor.
I thought it was like 16.
No, she doesn't 15. Have. If she had 17 armor, there'd be games where I would pick
her. If she's 5, then she's F tier.
Yeah, it's 7 armor or something like that. I think so.
Scabs, S or S plus.
Does Cookie's buddy work with Reno? I don't think so.
Sorry, Shady, what?
No, you cannot. It would be hero. It'd be hero powers that you could use more, right? So.
Yeah. Probably S plus, honestly.
Yeah, I can see it.
He's the 3rd best hero in the game, I think.
That's fair.
I think it's so. I will say, I think it's Goya, Floop, Scabs, Ashara, and then there's like 2 tiers for the next set. So maybe Ashara is an S plus. Because I think those 4. Oh, sorry, there's one more. There's
Tess in there.
There's one more. Yeah. Well, I think Tess is in the same.
There's more. Like let's not.
So we're getting to the one that's actually just better than all of them. Okay. Shutter probably B. He's very lobby dependent.
Yeah, he is lobby dependent, but he's pretty strong when you get it. I mean, if you just get a picky start, you're like kind of chilling, or a money start, you're just kind of chilling.
I will say in duos, it's not as good as probably in solos.
Well, yeah, true, but you can also in duos you can pass like the start if you find it on your teammates. So it also helps the consistency because sometimes you roll and you don't have it, and then next shot the guy has a Swabby and you're like, okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying like having a huge picky eater isn't as good in duos.
Swabby though is still just free money over time, and then golden Swabby is just like all right, and then you can also do it with the pen pal if you want. So there are things in there that makes sense.
By default, Silas has to be a B.
Yeah, by default.
She's like the same hero as Elisen.
Wait, he's the same hero as
Elise. You get to fish for cards. It's a little bit harder because at least you just like spend money, but you still get to fish for cards. On 3.
And this is mostly for Azurite, or
I mean, if you get to tier 5 or 6, like I mean, it doesn't matter. Like that's the thing, right? Like they have Shaf has brainwashed you at Azurite. We just played the whole day. Like, Azurite is okay, but it's not that relevant. Sometimes it is when he wants to force it.
You say fish for cards. Right?
Yeah,
and then
just 5s or 6s, or Azurite if it's there. Crooner
but
if
that is
it's there.
Good specifically in duos, right? Because I mean, we can do this in solos as well, and Silas wouldn't be as good for me, right? So.
I think in solos you'd probably put him in the same tier.
I think that it's generally a bit too... I guess I need to see on the buddy. Like, I guess I might not have played him enough.
The buddy doesn't really matter. I think you're just playing.
You just die, right? The people that do stuff with their buddy, right? So the buddy would have to provide enough tempo for you to survive to be able to do.
Usually you get the buddy because you're taking the extra like stats on top, right? But you're not like paying extra. You're not going to spend 7 gold for the buddy. right? You're spending like 2 gold for the buddy, and then you get extra 3/3 on stats plus the stats of the buddy itself. That's usually how I look at it. So
yeah, so basically, if you're not playing one of the like top 5-6 heroes and like playing a different game than everybody else is playing, one person generally is greedy.
Yeah, and the other guy is
levels
tempo.
and plays a greedy line, and the other guy has to be really tempo focused.
Yeah.
So you can do that with Ticketus, you can do that with Elise. Like you can be more
Tempo guy.
oriented while also having the ability to high roll if there are certain tribes and if there's certain things that you hit. Like
So Silas would be the person that you escort up the tiers, so he can go and fish
Maybe.
the
I mean, it always depends on what the roles are, but it gives you that option. Sure.
All right, I'm just trying to like if I don't understand it, I can't explain it, right?
Right.
So.
Sure.
It's more like he's B tier, right? Like it's a fine hero. He's like somewhere between like 20 and 40. So like we're not saying he's amazing. We're just saying he's above average. Because B, like I think B on this tier list is above average, right?
B is playable.
Yeah, B is decent.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's about where he is. He can power level and find big things. He can he can stay on 2 and have good tempo early game so that your partner can level. He can go to 3 and find Azurites or Crooners or whatever, like just to have like a win condition if it's that type of lobby. Like he's very flexible. You can do a lot of things with him. He doesn't do any of them amazingly, but he does all of them decently.
Okay.
Same with Elise, like same concept.
Yeah, some heroes like all you need is like to find one good thing. Right, and then you have a game plan, right? Like sometimes Silas just like gives you something good to play, and then you're like, oh, here, I discovered something that's playable. Okay, now I'm not dead, right? Where some heroes can't do that at all. Like, if you don't have any lines, you have also no hope. This one, there's always hope. So it's just a hero that can do that. And then another thing is like some heroes where you're like, oh, I'm gonna die. Like in duos, like that's not always the case because your teammate sometimes can just high roll and like prevent you from dying, and then you get to actually do Silas stuff. Same thing with like a lot of the other heroes, right? You like your teammate can just be like, here's 15 extra gold that you don't deserve this game. Like, okay, you're a Silas? Here, okay, I could actually level here and then get a 5 next turn, and maybe like that's a brand. Okay, now I have a brand. Oh, free brand. That's not something I could have done with another hero. So
yeah, it's just options. Unlike the next hero, which is unplayable. Yeah, segue.
All right.
Sure, I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Finley is great, I guess. With
It's on the
Not-
it's on the
not in
game.
the game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Niatrus is like
surprisingly is like D tier.
it's like C or D. I think it's C because sometimes this can win you the game.
You can high roll the
yeah,
quest,
and
but
I think
honestly,
that's-
most of the time
It's safer. It's safer to do it, but I think realistically, it's a little bit better than
I'm
you push.
okay with him in C, but I feel like most of the time playing for the quest is
I would pick him over a lot of the ones on D, and that's
From what I've heard,
Fair.
it would seem a bit too slow to push quest stuff. given
well,
the
you
danger.
can like trigger your quest if your opponent's feeding you. Like this requires teamwork. That's the issue. Probably like you need your team. Both players have to be on board if you pick this. So like
we did play a game. This is probably about a week ago, where I think you had like a play 4 battle cries quest, and you triggered it turn 2 because I passed you. A battle cry.
Yeah, stuff like that, right? Like, and that's just very strong. But your teammate has to be on board.
Yeah, you're both playing Denathrius.
Yeah, you're both playing because there's stuff like, oh, I need to kill minions. Okay, you can't have any minions, team. Like that's all me. I got to trigger this like early. So yeah, Crag is.
But with the caveat of most of the time, I feel like there are a lot better lines than just whatever your quest is.
Yeah,
Crag is probably A.
A or S for me. Yeah, it's hard to put the S tiers. Yeah, so I can kind of see the A. But there's definitely some games. Yeah, there's definitely some games. We'll fix the ordering.
We'll
fix the ordering. Let's not think about it.
Okay. Snake Eyes is also A, I think. A or S. I think Snake Eyes and Crag are very similar.
I guess it has to be A for me. Yeah. Okay.
Sneed got a lot worse.
Yeah, but it's playable.
It is playable for sure.
So it's above. It's above F.
Maybe C. To be honest with you, like I would probably take, unless Elemental's in, I would take Sneed over AFK for sure. I'd take it over.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm like D was not what I was thinking. I was just like throwing it in and seeing if it makes sense. Because now that we have a lot of heroes, I can like compare with the other heroes in the tier and see if it makes sense.
He's definitely a lot worse with the Gulakabra nerf and with the buddy nerf.
Yeah, the buddy though being 5 is actually sometimes good in the right lobbies because it means you can pull Leroy's, it means you can pull the Quillbore one, it means you can pull the Murloc. So, like there's just a lot of scam on 5, right? That you can just randomly get, which is kind of not fair.
The thing with Sneed though too is like it's kind of like Holiday where it's the lobbies that are good for him. A lot of the
times, that's true.
You're just giving it to the Tess or the Scabs way before you're able to get it.
But it's not as bad to have. It's not. Yeah, so it's not as game changing if they have this compared to if they like, have a Holiday buddy early and they're just like, yeah, here you go.
All right. Sylvanas is the best hero in the video game.
Yeah, up in there.
Yeah, it's solos. It's same shit.
It's even worse in duos.
Portal, Well-Wisher,
yeah, it's
we
so
have
crazy.
never lost a game as Sylvanas.
That's not true. I don't know. And to be fair, that stat is so fake data. to me, like that.
But I mean, you don't have to literally never lose a game for it to be that. It's kind of like old Mutinous, where kind of no matter what you did, you get a huge board. And so it's like, okay,
well, our opponents do not do that. That's the sad part, right? So it's a little bit.
Sure, I mean it does require understanding.
Yeah, you have to know what you're doing, which is a little bit sad. Growth. Yeah.
Right. I do need to get the door. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, we're chilling. You'll have the VOD at some point. Tathanos or what's his name? Is it Tathanos? Is Saf here? Saf, did you leave us?
Sorry, I was talking to chat.
Oh, imagine talking to chat.
It's like D probably.
What's his name? Do you know?
Oh, Tethalon.
Tethalon. Okay, thank you. His only saving grace is kind of like Azurite. It's
literally only Azurite. Yeah. Like, you can only play him with Azurite. There's nothing else you can do with him. Okay. And he's not even like he's like a mid.
Yeah, I agree with that. We haven't played her.
It's D or F. Like the upside to Tamsin is you have.
But the buddy is so useless.
Yes, it is. But you do get good tempo. So like,
they're a better tempo, I think, because like her tempo falls off super hard. You know.
Is he? I mean, is she worse than Azumat?
Yeah, I would say so. Well, how much armor does she have?
It's in the teens. I'm almost sure it's in the teens.
Yeah, I'm sure it's in the teens as well. It's funny, right? Is Azumat that good? Maybe I'm overrating him.
Like, I would take her over Azumat. I'd take her over Kurtrus. I'd take her over Deathwing.
Sure. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. He's kind of interesting.
He's around the same level, honestly.
Yeah. Terran's way better.
This one's...
Yeah.
If Undead is in, he is significantly better.
I think Undead's always in with this hero.
Is it? Okay, then I would say it's probably an A tier then.
Up here? No.
We can do some pretty gross things with this hero.
I guess we have done some stupid stuff with this hero. You've had him know Undead. Oh, it's not always Undead. Okay. Apparently not always Undead.
That's why I said if Undead is in. And
okay.
If Undead Beast is in, he's like one of the best heroes in the lobby.
Yeah, that's true. They're okay. Yeah, you're kind of selling me. I can see it. Tess is up here. S probably, yeah.
Worse than Scabs, but not by a lot.
Sure.
Curator's like D, I guess.
B?
D.
Oh, D. Okay, I was like B. I was like
playable, but not happy about it. Akazan's probably like C tier. Yeah. Good tempo, but offers you no like win conditions.
Sad jailer noises.
Yeah, not playable.
This is maybe B or C. I mean C or D. You think it's better?
Yeah, I think it's B or C for sure.
B or C.
I think the buddy's actually pretty good.
The buddy is good, yeah. But that's like where it all ends. And it like the problem with this is like the buddy's good, but not enough to win. Oh, whoopsie. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Keck. Kecking W. You see that too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God I didn't delete it. Okay.
It would be sad. Would be sad, huh? Yeah. 1 second. All right, we're back.
I did reorder them, but that's fine. Like in terms of the bottom.
Yeah, who
Like,
cares?
they put the unplayable heroes back in.
Yeah.
Nameless
one, yeah.
So that's sort of the trade-off for not
plus.
having Finley.
Kick W.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably A, right? Yeah, I agree.
Obviously,
with that.
it depends what you're.
Yeah, obviously it depends. Yeah, I agree.
Rat King is decent, maybe B.
Yeah, maybe B. Yeah. Terron's like C, maybe
C,
B. Yeah. But I can see C. Ticketus is once again. This is kind of like holiday problem.
Yeah. Except the payoff isn't even as big. For you.
Yeah.
It's not an F tier. It's not F. It's definitely playable.
Okay. Yeah. Same problem.
Galley, I think honestly is like D tier. I legitimately think Gallywix is a D tier hero in duos. Like the gold just isn't that
relevant. Yeah.
To only have 2 armor and not really have a hero power.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Yeah, you don't have to argue that hard. I agree with you. Yeah, sadly.
Varden is
not F.
C or D?
You're only picking her for the for her hero power, not the buddy at all.
Correct.
Right?
So
is that worth it? Maybe. Legitimately maybe. Because you can force triples, which is like kind of relevant in some scenarios.
Yeah, if you want to put it D, I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, would I pick Varden over some of these? And the answer is maybe. So yeah.
The thing is, I think I would pick Varden over every hero in D tier. So
exactly. So that means it's not D. Then if you take it over every hero, Vol'jin is better.
Definitely lobby dependent.
Yeah, but in some lobbies it's so
SRA,
crazy. Yeah.
Lobbies he's like C or D.
Yeah, but you're thinking Nagazurin, right? So.
Yeah, you're only picking this if Elemental is.
Yeah. And with that in mind, like it's probably like it's up there. I think you have to put it A, but I can see the argument.
Cyrella's
Demons 2, yeah, Demons a 2 for Vol'jin, so
B.
It's C or B. Right. The problem is her buddy is so bad. It's the one horrendous thing about her. Her buddy does nothing for you. So and then like the payoff is not that high. It's strong for one. Like the early game is dead strong, and then you have a portal, right? Like essentially,
it's strong for the first 4 or 5 turns, and then after that,
but you have no armor with this hero. Is the downside too. So I'm not super sold on her.
Yeah, I see. I guess that's C or D, right?
Yeah, Yogg is. I'm biased.
B or A?
Yeah, B or A is fair.
I think he's worse than all the A's, but I think he's.
Yeah, well, then he's B.
I don't think he's better than all the B's, because actually I think I would definitely take.
Yeah.
I think we're underrating Alex Strauss, honestly. I think Alex Strauss is A tier.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. That's fine. I don't hate it.
Ysera's
F. Yeah.
Cthulhu's like C.
I actually like this.
Really?
Yeah. I like similar to
you do like you like those heroes a lot more than I do.
I do, yeah.
Anytime we're playing
because it's tempo. Like this lets you greed. Like I play this so that you can greed like a crazy MF and we're not dead. Yeah, and that's what they allow me to do. Just greed like it allows me a tempo so you can greed like a silly person.
I would say Yogg more so than.
No, I think this is better at tempoing than Yogg is, actually.
Why?
Because once you get your buddy's like very good for tempo. Like,
okay, that's fair.
You saw.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
Hey
that is
awesome. Look at that progress.
Yes.
This is the last one, actually.
Yeah, it's the last one because the other ones aren't in.
Yeah.
I'd say S probably.
Yeah, probably S.
Okay. So funny enough, in solos, I would rate Tess higher than Scabs right now.
Scabs is a cheaper buddy, and you also get to predict. Like, so the thing about these buddies, you can predict exactly when you're going to steal from what team.
Yeah, you explained that. It's just like the ability to steal the board, right? In buddy meta, a lot of the time, for instance, Sylvanas has to keep her buddy.
Not
right?
true
And
in
then
duos at all. Not true in duos.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. In duos, you can, okay, but that's actually really cool to see that when you still only have the 50-50, Tess is still S. Okay.
And in duos.
Literally, they're holding their buddy every turn, so you never get to steal it from with Tess. That's what we mean. That's what I mean. They're holding their buddy every turn, so you never get it from Tess if they're playing well.
Because they'll literally just pass it and then hold it in hand for the next turn.
Yeah.
And like Tess is a 50-50 to steal the board now, so like because you only get to see 7 minions.
But I guess that's a testament to how strong it is that it's still S tier.
It's the buddy. Let's be honest. Yeah, it's not Tess.
Yeah. The Scab's hero power and the Tess hero power are
kind of useless.
15% of why the heroes.
Yeah.
Like, it's 85%.
It's just the buddy carrying the heroes. Yeah. All right, so now we have to kind of order. I'm kind of happy with S plus. I think there's no changes. Yep. This is correct.
Yes.
Tess, maybe higher, right?
Tess, then Zeph, then Reno.
Yeah, that's
would
fair.
Probably be my order. A is gonna be the difficult one.
Yeah, A is hard. This one is so specific.
Yeah. Name this one. Like, you can it's copy your teammate's hero, so it's like it literally depends what their hero is. But
yeah.
I would personally probably say Crag is number 1 in the tier.
Where's Crag?
I think he's the most consistent.
Sure. I mean, in the right lobbies, it's fair.
Then
this one is kind of hard to play. You have to kind of think, though.
Yeah.
Like, or at least the early game. Once you hit like infinite money, you stop thinking.
Even if it's the wrong lobby for him, you still have pass and well-wisher and stuff.
Yeah, so it's always there.
Jeez.
Yeah, the A doesn't matter as much. They're all kind of like generically good in that, and like it. I guess the problem is they're all too minion type specific, so you can't say one is better than the other unless you look at the minion types.
Almost every one of these heroes is minion type specific.
Yeah.
With the exception of like Snake Eyes.
In solo queue, I'd be really scared with Snake Eyes. I think for the most part, things look similar-ish.
I think Snake Eyes can move a little bit down, though. Just because he's riskier than the others.
But Snake Eyes does do the thing that you need it to do better than pretty much every hero.
What is the thing?
It does the greedy power level line.
Sure, yeah. I mean, you can be on turn 2. I mean, tier 2, turn 1. It's just like, okay.
And depending upon your role, you can be on 3 on 2.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
You can match her a little bit with someone else, and she can level.
Yeah, you're always balancing the heroes.
Any hero that can be on 6 on turn 7 is very, very good because 6 drops are pretty much like, aside from the odd like Azerite or Gruner comp, like almost every other comp that will win in duo is just based around having 6 drops.
This is why it works so well for me, because I'm always like, what 6s do we want, and it's like that, generally in solo sometimes that's not like the right idea. You need template, but like I'm doing both template and sometimes like we need a 6, force me a 6, let me get a 6, let me hold my card, let me hold my triple to get a 6 next turn. We don't really do that often, to be fair, but it is something that's like available in the right lobbies.
Cool. So for me making the video, I will also take footage from games. So if you guys have any specific games that you would like to say,
you can just watch any game. Let's be honest.
Manage that myself.
Sylvanas should have its own tier, to be honest. That's what I was saying, honestly. I was saying Sylvanas, Goya, and Floop should be like in its own tier, and then there should be like 2 tiers in between that have nothing in them.
I think this is fine.
The rest.
You could argue this. I guess, if you want to.
Yeah, I will say those 3 are significantly better than Scabs.
Yeah.
Like if we see any of those 3 heroes,
yeah,
against Scabs,
I think this is probably more accurate than what we did. Maybe this, even. That one's closer, right? I'm not sure.
I definitely
Yeah.
don't have that right click option for myself by default, Collins. Interesting. Where are you clicking? Just
Any VOD. Let me do it.
Yeah, share screen it, I guess.
So that took what? How long did that take? Like 2 hours? Took longer.
Hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, that's
For
not too
these-
bad. That's not too bad at all. Yeah.
Good time.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be super useful for sure. So people definitely were asking me for a duos tier list. So I said, guys, I mean, I can't. not alone. So highly appreciated.
Can you scroll down
Yeah,
to
I mean,
F real quick, please?
Yeah. Why is ETC only B tier? Isn't he broken? No, he's not broken. They nerfed him and even before he wasn't broken.
So this is duos. Just to be very clear, this is a duos tier list, right? For anyone wondering.
Yeah.
It's very specifically, it is a duos tier list, assuming relatively decent MMR and the person that you are duoed with is not a random. Like you have actual communication with them.
Yeah.
I think for tier lists, it's fine.
Would anything
to
change if
play-
you were playing with? I mean, who knows? Who knows if things would change?
Probably.
Yeah. There's not that many Fs. It's like now that I'm looking, like this is less Fs than I would have guessed.
Like 25 unplayable heroes.
Yeah, that's not always the case. So kind of nice.
Well, sort of the main issue with buddies, right, is like when heroes are bad, oh, they're awful, and like quests and honestly vanilla meta.
The nice thing though is why this doesn't feel that bad in duos is that you just need one person with one of these, and you're good.
Right. Yeah.
So it looks bad when you look at it, but you're like, oh, someone hit a Goya. Okay, we're good. Like it doesn't matter what I'm doing. Yeah. So it actually doesn't feel that bad.
Armor, like 20 armor rag,
Yeah.
and then a Goya.
Don't play rag.